Hey guys, it's Daniel from How To Man here, and today we're going to be taking a look at 10 great games going into 2016 that you should definitely all go check out. These 10 games are personally games that I like and use, and hopefully you guys haven't heard of them all, as I'm trying to showcase good games that aren't exactly super popular. So let's get right into it. At number 10, we have the only sponsored app of this video, which is Bunge Mummy, and this game is an interesting game that has a lot of different game modes, which are pretty entertaining and a good way to kill some time. It didn't take me very long to understand the game modes, and honestly they're pretty simple, but they're kind of repetitive. I would give this game a shot if you're interested in playing games that won't take too much time and you like to do it on spare time that you have. I would note that the app doesn't work on Android 6.0 unless you enable all the permissions before you open the app, otherwise you're just going to get a blank canvas, which is kind of annoying. But other than that, let's go on to number 9. We have Flight Simulator. This app is a game that's pretty simple and the objective isn't very complicated. However, I like planes personally, and even though this isn't a challenging game, I'm a big fan because I find it entertaining. All you have to do is get the plane in the air, go through the little checkpoints, and land within the time limit. They give you a lot of time, around 200 seconds, and it's pretty straightforward. I like that it allows you to choose if you want to use your gyroscope or on-screen controls. As you go along, you unlock different levels and obviously different kinds of planes, so that's pretty neat too. At number 8, we have Speed Golf, which is similar to other golf games, however, it adds an aspect of very short amount of time to make it a bit tougher. The objective is to get the ball in the hole with one shot before the time runs out. You don't get much time, but as you progress, things get a bit tougher. You have to deal with different types of wind, which will either push your ball fast towards the hole or slow it down. It's really entertaining, and if you hit the coins and collect a lot of them, you can buy different landscapes, which is cool, and your environment will look different depending on which one you buy. At number 7, we have a game called 2048 Plus Plus, which is a twist on a game that is already super popular. Basically, this is 2048 with a material theme, however, the developer has also included 3 or 4 more game modes, which is great. The free app gets you 2 more game modes besides the standard 2048, and if you're willing to pay $1.99, you can unlock 3 more game modes, and the game modes are pretty tough, but you can pick up on it relatively easily, and once you do, it's a lot of fun from there. So let's move on to number 6. At number 6, we have Yeah, which is a game that I reviewed earlier in the year, but I still actually play a lot. It's very entertaining, and I would recommend you guys check it out. All you have to do is kind of get the little circle to go and collect the orbs that are shot at you, and you want to avoid the little ninja blades, which I guess are bad orbs. And basically these orbs shoot out from the edge of the screen, and you try to collect them in whatever circle you're given. It's pretty simple. Now we reach our top 5. So at number 5, we have Brickies, which is a nice twist on the normal brick breaker game that I don't know if you guys ever had an iPod, but I used to use it a lot on the iPod, the little brick breaker. This has a twist where you get to control both sides, and there's power-ups that will help you get rid of little hexagon or circle-like things in the middle. And it's pretty simple to understand, but I think the game's kind of tough, and it definitely comes with a lot of levels, so it gets harder way over time. And it definitely takes a bit of getting used to. It took me a couple tries to get past level 3, and on level 4, I kind of got used to it, and I got another power-up, so that was neat. But other than that, let's move on to number 4. At number 4, we have Alpacalypse, which is just a hilarious game. I don't know if you guys have heard of alpacas. They're a kind of animal, but they spit a lot. And in this game, you're an alpaca, and you try to spit to take out enemies that come at you at different heights. You go further along, and then there's more enemies that come at you, and basically you keep going until the enemies reach you. The game is pretty entertaining, and it has a nice clean look to it. I wouldn't say it's material, but it definitely doesn't have a sloppy look to it, which is nice. So that's why I would definitely recommend checking it out. At number 3, we have Rontivity, which is actually a really hard thing to say, but the app itself is very material and it looks very nice. And the actual gameplay is not too complicated, however, it's pretty tough. I would say the game's actually one of the more difficult games on this list, even though all you have to do is kind of tap to move. But you have to try to avoid hitting the orbs that are going on the outside and inside of the circle you're in, and you have to tap to switch circles. That doesn't sound very complicated, but once you start playing the game, it's actually kind of difficult. So let's move on to number 2. We have Piano Tiles 2, which is actually a very, very popular game. It's probably one of the top 10 games on the Play Store, but it's actually one of the games I would play a lot, so I would definitely suggest you guys check it out if you haven't already. You play the piano to different songs, and the more songs you complete, the more levels are unlocked, and the levels come with songs. So the game has a bunch of songs, and obviously the higher the level, the more challenging the playing of piano gets. And I find it very entertaining. I've been doing this for quite a while, and it gets challenging at some point, even though it starts off relatively easy. But the more songs you get, they get faster and or have more keys or different combinations of keys, which make them tough. And then finally, at number 1, we have my favorite game to play going into 2016, which would be Pop the Lock. It's a very simple game, but the fact that it looks very clean and is very quick and easy to play wherever you are makes it my favorite. You can play it for a short amount of time or a long amount of time, and it has a good curve to where it starts out simple, but it continually gets more difficult. And the objective of the game doesn't change. They don't throw any twist at you. You just keep having to do it more times because the number gets higher with the levels. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. And I would definitely recommend you guys check out this app, even though it's pretty popular, so you might have already heard of it. Anyways, that's all the games we have to share for now. I hope everybody enjoyed the video, and if you did, we definitely appreciate a like. I hope that you've all had a happy new year, and don't forget to subscribe because we're trying to do some great things in 2016. And until the next time, guys, stay fresh.